Okay, so we're first-time home buyers that just bought our house in November, and here are 5 questions that we had that we're going to answer for you guys. Number 1, should I get a mortgage lender or a realtor first? That's something that we didn't necessarily know what we should do first. We ended up getting our realtor first, which helped us find our mortgage lender. So that worked for us. But a realtor, at least our realtor, was not going to work with us until we got a pre-qualification from a mortgage lender. So it kind of begs the question, which one should you do? I don't think there's a really right answer for it, but our realtor did help us find a mortgage lender. So if you want a mortgage lender that's reliable, going through your realtor because they have a good network of people might be the right way to go for you.
Yeah. You need to put 20% down. That's a common misconception. Nowadays, more than likely, you don't need to put 20% down. Like the new FHA loans, it's usually what, 3.5%? And even on our private non-FHA loan, conventional 30-year loan, we only have to put like 5-point-something% down. So it's only like 5% down for our loan.
Yeah, we only put 5% down on our mortgage. And the only perk of putting 20% down if you got it like that is because you don't have any mortgage insurance. So mortgage insurance is something you have to pay every month. Ours is like $60 a month.
Yeah.
And you have to pay until you hit the 20% mark on your loan. So that's really the only downside of not paying the 20%, but you don't have to typically put 20% down as long as your credit and everything is like, good and everything with your mortgage lender. And they'll tell you, we're not like qualified lenders or whatever, but for FHO loans, the minimum is 3.5%. So question number 3 that we had, the biggest question I think was, how do you put an offer on a house? Like, what does that mean? Okay, so we didn't know if it was like a bid, like you put an offer on a house on a bid. I can't speak to that if it previously was, but we bought a house in the 2022 market, which is still the 2023 market. And how it works is you put an offer in, and it's just a yes or no.
Your highest and best.
Highest and best. What is highest and best? So say a house is put on the market on a Tuesday, let's say. If they're getting a lot of offers in, by that Friday, they could put, all right, highest and best. That means you only send your highest and your best offer in. And they either say yes or no once they close it off. It's not like can you do this or can you do this? In this market at least. It's not like that. Or the market that we bought in, it's not like that. Maybe in a previous market, like a recession market, when they only have one offer, they might go back and forth with you. In this market where people are putting 10, 20 offers on a house, they ain't going to talk back and forth with you. It's a yes or no.
Right.
And it can depend on factors. So like our realtor recommended we write a letter. So we wrote a letter to our people that we're putting the house in. It can just depend on inspection. So you could what is it called?
Different clauses.
Like different clauses. What's the inspection one called? You could waive your inspection, which is better looking to the person you're buying a house from. You can do inspection for information only. Like there's so many things you can do. We did inspection for information only.
So you still got inspection.
Right. So there's so many different things you can do. But basically putting an offer on a house just means that you're submitting your highest and best that you have to the people that you want to buy the house from. And they just tell you either you got it or you don't.
Essentially.
All right. Number 4 is how much do you offer in on the house?
So how many offers did we put in? 3 in total?
3. So we got our house on our 3rd offer.
Yeah.
And we're going to be completely transparent in this video. So our first house that we put an offer in. So again, we bought in the 2022 market. You could be watching this video in 2025 and be a whole different market. But in the 2022 market, it's a very, very, very competitive buyer's market. So...
You mean seller's market?
Well, competitive as far as...
Sure,
not as many houses.
So it's a seller's market.
It's a seller's market, meaning that...
It's competitive for the buyers.
It's competitive for the buyers, which were us. So each house that you need to look at, there are people... If you were having a... what's it called?
Open house.
Or
tour.
A tour. There was people... Every tour we went to, there's people coming out the house before we got there, and there's people coming in after we left. Like every house up... Like the house would go up on realtor.com Monday, and like I said, Wednesday they're at comp highest and best. Like it was quick, fast-paced market. These buyers or sellers were getting dumb money for their houses. So that's the market we bought into. So that's just laying the context for the ground. So our first house that we put an offer in, we offered $10,000 over asking price. So you're probably thinking, what does that mean? So our realtor always did a CMA, which is a comparative market assessment.
Current market analysis.
We're going to put the words on the screen. For us, and it basically told us how much a house was actually worth. So you could put list a house for $300,000, right? But when our realtor does a CMA, that he says that house can be anywhere worth between $280,000 and $320,000, right? So he would be like, or the recommendation is, okay, well, if you want to win this house, you probably need to do 300 or over, you know, for this house. And that's basically what CMA. So the first house we ever put an offer in, we put $10,000 over. Didn't get it. The second house we put an offer in, we put $20,000 over. Didn't win it.
No.
Our current house, we put $30,000 over, which was still within the CMA. So our house was listed for $280.
Yeah.
But the CMA came back between $280 and like $320, I think.
Yeah.
And we put an offer in for $310, and our house ended up being worth $320.
Yeah.
I think at the end. So we still weren't underwater, I think is what they call it, or anything. Was it a risky move? Yes. But we still offered the price within the market rate. So we put $30K over on our house that we got. And last question is, how much your closing cost?
What was it? I think so. 18,000 for us lease with a 305 final number of a loan. So.
So closing costs can range. Just something that we went into it not knowing how much it would be, and was like worried, like, you know how much your down payment, 3.5% or so, but you're like, how much is the closing cost? So just for our house, it was 18,000. It could really range for it, because what is included in the
all types of stuff. If you watch our previous video, the little shorts we did about all the closing costs,
we break down what all the closing costs are,
administrative fees
and your upfront taxes and escrow,
taxes, escrow,
property taxes, and all that kind of stuff go into that amount. So, yeah. Let us know down below if you have any other questions that we can answer for you guys.